Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's your boy RM, and today I just watched Knock at the Cabin, and you know what? I had a good time. Good job, Shyamalan. You made a good film, and I enjoyed it. And you know what? I had a nice time. Now I will explain what was good about the film, and I will explain a little bit what was wrong with the film. Granted, I didn't really see much wrong with it, to be honest with you, because I thought the plot of it was very good. It was simplistic, but it seemed to work very well, which was mainly along the lines you had basically the couple Eric and Andrew and their daughter Wen, and basically they're out in the cabin, having a good time, enjoying each other's company. It seems like they have a really tight bond, really nice family, and you can get that sense of closeness and togetherness within their family. Now, I will say that was a very good start off, and on top of that, I liked how they introduced the characters. They seemed very chill, relaxed. While Wen, she's taking count of all the grasshoppers and everything. You know, so it shows how how she has a little bit of an analytical side to her. So a little bit of personality, that kind of stuff, which is very cool. And what I thought was pretty cool was when Leonard and and his gang basically they end up rolling up to the cabin, and they're about to break in. And that's when I also liked how they made a joke about the Jehovah's Witnesses, which honestly kind of hints towards the plot of the movie, I think, very well. And basically, they make their way in and they manage to get Andrew and Eric tied up. And you know what? And then they basically and here's the part I kind of liked about the film was basically they said, "Hey, you're gonna have to sacrifice yourself. One of you have to sacrifice yourself for the greater good of society." Mainly because mainly because every time you say no to us, a natural disaster will happen, which honestly I think is actually genius, at least in that regard, and how they executed it was very well done. Mainly because they say no and stuff like that, and basically a tsunami hits, and it's like, what? Oh, crazy! You're like, oh wait, what? And it's kind of like at first it's like, is that a coincidence? And it's like, I think that is a coincidence. You know what I mean? As they turn on the TV and show him, and then they're like, okay, no, okay, good, good. They get some more time to think about it, that kind of stuff. And of course they say no again, and then another horrible thing happens. Like the planes fall from the sky, all the planes start crashing from the sky, and it's like coincidence, and that's the nice part is every time they said no, a natural disaster would happen. So it's to the point where it felt very well put together, where the movie did a good job at saying, having enough coincidences, but not having too many to the point where it just seemed like a fact that, hey, there is a higher power in control. Because the whole film shakes around the part of, hey, we have these four characters that break into their cabin. We have, I think it was Leonard. I'm gonna say guy in the red shirt. I can't remember what he is. I just remember he stands for one of the four horsemen. Malice. We had Sabrina, which she was the horse nurturing. We had whatever other lady, white shirt, or no, not white shirt, blue shirt, basically. We had her, and then we had Leonard, which I remember quite well, horseman of guidance, and basically, I like the symbolism. I like how the shirts matched up with everything, that kind of stuff, and I think they did a very well job at having enough coincidences. Like, is it a coincidence that there's four of them and they each have a shirt that's based off the horseman that they're at? Like, for example, the guy in the red shirt, basically because red was the first color ever created after black and white, hence he was the first person to go and get killed. Is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence or is that like reality? Or is it a coincidence that the atrocities happen? And I liked how they chose their battles very particularly to the point where when it happened, it felt like a 50-50 almost of, is this real or is this just a coincidence? Is there a higher power or is there not? So overall, I think the film was very well and adequately put together from such thing. And I was gonna say, besides the writing though, I was gonna say it has very nice scenery. I like the cabin. I love the aesthetics, the whole woods vibe. Very well done. And I will also say too, the acting was also phenomenal. Very well put together. Good job also. I can't think of the actress's name, but basically the person who did Wen, very good job actually. She's very talented for a young girl. Very good, and it seemed like she kept her cool the entire time. She did a really good job. She was did a kick ass job. Well done for her on that front. And it's just, honestly, I don't really have too much bad to say because I honestly thought this was a film I just kind of sat down and enjoyed. I didn't really see any major plot holes of what I could see. The only plot hole I've noticed was Sabrina, and the reason why I remember her name vividly is because she said she was a nurse and spent all of her money to get to the cabin. And then I was like, bruh, you're a nurse. Let me look up the average wage of a nurse, and it's like, they seem to make decent money on average, and not to mention you took a car here. It's not like we're in It's not like we're in California where you gotta like gas is like $7 a gallon, but even that it shouldn't cost you that much to make it to the cabin. Like, geez, you're driving a Rolls Royce or something? I don't know. Because that's really the only plot contrivance I could find, and even then, that was so minor. Yeah, it's like, it was so minor that it was like, okay, honestly, that was probably just there was a lot of good things well thought out that, I could let that one slip by. If a movie's very well put together, usually if something happens, it's like, okay, you could let that one slip by. There's always going to be, something that you can improve at. Like, for example, like that bit of dialogue where she says, I spent all my money, getting here. I think they could have gotten rid of that dialogue, to kind of make it a little more concise. Of course, it might be me kind of picking at hairs and everything, but that's what we do on the show. I pick at things and I critique them. And so, honestly, like I said, it just kind of little dialogue pieces like that just, could trim down just a little bit, but honestly, I think 100 minutes is a very good movie watch time because those 100 minutes felt like they went pretty quick because of how well paced the show was, which is kind of the final thing I want to talk about. The pacing, phenomenal, very good job. Felt nice, quick paced, and it just felt very good. It just felt very nice, and I felt very satisfied, and I had a very good sense, like this gratification of, yes, oh, what a good job. I'm I'm actually fairly happy about the movie. You know what I mean? I don't know if it'd be for everyone. You know what I mean? I don't know if it'd be for everyone, but I found the movie very good. I give it an 8 out of 10. Very solid movie. And also, at least for me, an 8 out of 10 would be a movie I'd watch again. If I have a reason, or I want to watch it with someone else who hasn't watched it, I'd be down to watch it again. Overall, good job, Shyamalan. And that's all I have for today. Like and subscribe, and you know what? If you don't, I'm gonna come knocking at your cabin or your house, one of the two, and with my army of snails, and I will invade your house. And you know what? I am out.